Past comes alive and it's a little bit spooky. Clark County Museum hosting a Halloween showcase. You can learn about our past and maybe get a little bit scared. JC Fernandez is there live at the Clark County Museum on Boulder Highway to show us some of the family-friendly fun. Good morning, JC.
Good morning, John. 16 homes here on property. This is one of them, the Beckley House, built in 1912. I have Amber here with the museum, and you were telling me that rumor is that this is one of the houses that might be haunted here at the museum?
Yeah, so this is the one that some of the past staff have said is haunted.
Okay.
We don't know who's haunting it or why.
Let's go inside, okay?
So let's go inside and look a little bit.
The Beckley House. Who were the Beckleys?
So the Beckleys were a family that came to Las Vegas in the early 1900s. And William Beckley started a clothing business. He started selling men's clothing right on 1st and Fremont Street. Prospered from his business and kind of became ingrained in our community. You're talking about maybe 4,000 people then. So
small town. I want to point out, in the background, we have the mannequins set up, the Beckleys, and the kids are dressed in Halloween costumes. Period correct. We got a magician and Little Red Riding Hood, huh?
Yeah, so my staff works really hard to kind of integrate the holiday into each of these houses, how it would have been during the time period.
You don't have Marvel. You don't have an Incredible Hulk over there and Batman. Not yet, at least. No. Come around the corner. As you walk through this home, you feel so much history inside here.
Yeah, so this is one of the really authentic homes here that the Beckleys were the only ones that lived here. We have their clothing hanging in the closets. You walk in, the furniture is their furniture. You can get really a feel of how these early pioneers in our community were living and what it was like to be here. And then every house has one room dedicated to being an exhibit where we can just talk about history outside of that time period.
Okay.
What the Beckleys did, what we did. So currently we have a project, the Heritage in Motion, where we're trying to move the Howard Hughes house. This is not new to us. The Beckley house was actually the first house we moved in 1979, and it got to go down Fremont Street. How amazing would that be to see?
Yeah, because we're going to move that Howard Hughes house to the museum. We'll talk about more of that later on. Before I send it back to the studio, I want to show the map. Fremont Street, here is 4th Street right here, and then here is where the Beckley house was back in 1912 when it was built. Crazy to think last week right here, 3rd and Fremont is where we were doing the wrestling last week. That's the 3rd Street stage right there on Fremont Street. So cool. So much more to come from the Clark County Museum. We're going to check out more of the homes. Are they haunted? We'll find out, but send it back to you guys for now.
Getting smacked around there on Fremont Street. Now you've smartened up, JC. Now you're learning about the history of Las Vegas through these amazing houses and all the past. Thanks, JC.
Exactly.
All right, it's 5:47.